Suzette Skidmore with Healing Solutions Incorporated, take two. It was funny, in the first time I did this, I talked about a reset, and clearly I needed a reset. So, here's what we're doing. So we're talking about questions 9 and 10. Journaling question 9 is, what new habits have you added to your life during the pandemic? What prompted you to add these new habits, and have they helped or harmed? List 5 challenges or opportunities and how you're dealing with those. And then question 10 is, once the cure is found and you can go as you please, what are you going to do first? What has this experience caused you to appreciate that you once took for granted? And list 5 things you now have more appreciation for and how you plan to express that appreciation. So let's go to question number 9, habits. So I don't know about you, but boy, when it first started, I had some great habits I was starting and thought they were going to stay, and they did not. So mine was doing some exercise and paying a little closer attention to what I ate, yeah, that all kind of went out the window. So it definitely gave me some insight on what I need to do differently so that I can create better habits. So for me, the things that were harmful to me was that I don't know why they called it COVID-19, but it's definitely COVID-10 plus as far as gaining weight. So that's not something I was expecting, but as things have gotten more stressful and things like that, I certainly chose to do some stress eating, and as you see more and more people getting sick, you're kind of like, I can really have that, when really I probably shouldn't have. So I'm definitely part of the COVID plus 10 crowd. So the challenges that I went through with trying to create these new habits is I ended up losing focus and momentum. I started to do some stress eating because the more you watch the news and the more you see, it stresses you out, it makes you sad. So that's one of my coping mechanisms that I need to change is eating, or at least finding better things to eat. Definitely watch too much TV. I guess I like drama better on TV than I do in real life. And then I was really good at making excuses, right? So you're sitting there and you're doing your binge watching, and I'm thinking, I really need to go do that exercising, but I had lots of excuses not to do it. Or I would say, I'd make it up tomorrow, little things like that. So I don't know what you do to talk yourself out of some good habits, but that was definitely my plan. And obviously I didn't hold a strong commitment. And I think some of that is because I didn't create a nice reward for that. So the opportunities, just like this video, I can do a reset. I'm new to doing Facebook Lives, and clearly I need to click a different button for my headset, and I didn't do that, so you get that awful hum. So now we fixed that part. I definitely need to create, like I said, more accountability, a reward system, and the consequences, right? So if I'm not going to do it, then what's the consequence to that? And if I'm willing to make excuses outside that consequence, I didn't pick a good enough consequence. So if I'm going to be creating a habit, I need to be much more serious about it and add more things to that. So plan on getting rid of the COVID-10 plus. So looking better at diet and definitely adding exercise back into my life on a more consistent basis so that I can definitely get rid of the COVID-10 plus. I definitely am going to be refocusing, so once I'm setting those new goals, I'm definitely going to take time to make sure that there's a reward, make sure that there's a good consequence, and that there's some good sense of accountability so that I'm staying on track, because I don't really want to tell that person, no, I didn't exercise today, and then, I'll start my excuses and they'll be like, no, don't cut the mustard, you have to do something different. And really trying to work on this motto of stop putting things off tomorrow that I can do today. So I know with COVID, I got much better with the stay-at-home order of only doing the bare minimum as far as like shopping and things like that, and not really going out a lot. But now that I can, it's an opportunity to still keep that consolidated a little bit, but kind of planning those things out a little bit better. So some insights that I have is that new habits, you've really got to stay consistent with it. You really need that accountability, and you really need to make sure that you're creating a good consequence so that you don't want to miss out on that. And to do that, redo faster, right? So if you fall off the bandwagon, not to go, oh, now I'm gonna binge eat or gonna have more. I'm now going to say, okay, that didn't work for me. I need to restart and look at what went right and what went wrong. Excuse me, that is my alarm system. Um, so that's what I learned about new habits. Is that if you're going to do a new habit, you need to be much more serious about it than I was, and that when life shows up or more and more stress gets added because of what was going on with the pandemic, you really need to have um, some fortitude in those new habits so that you're making sure that your stress levels are being managed differently. All right, now the fun question. So, once there's a cure, what are you gonna do differently, or what are you gonna do first? Right, like that's a big question. And what has this experience caused you to appreciate that you once took for granted, and list 5 things that you appreciate. So, gosh, the very first thing, like it's kind of hard to say, like what's the first thing I would do? Now that things are starting to reopen, that's super exciting. And since it didn't really kind of open all at once, since we don't have a cure, it's kind of been trickling. So you kind of have to figure out, like, okay, what's currently open now, and what can I go and enjoy? So, so there hasn't really been one quick thing I went to go do right away. So I've been kind of testing the waters a little bit and doing a couple of new things here and there. But what I really have missed is personal services, right? So I miss giving the massages as much as I miss getting my own massage. So I was very, very happy when personal services was be able to start opening back up again, and I appreciate all the safety precautions that they're doing to help keep me safe. Um, so from that experience, I definitely want to show more appreciation there. So I'm looking to be better about my reviews when I go see other people and when I get that quality service, so that way people know that this is a trusted vendor and a business that we need to support. The other thing that it helped me appreciate is those in economic struggle, right? There's so many people that are in different situations, and I want to be better at honoring that. And so, the journaling questions is certainly one way that we're giving back, as well as um, the Meaningful Mondays that Brooke has been doing, which has been great. I've learned so many new things from those myself. And we're looking at an organization called Community Pay It Forward, just to look for another way to help support our community, and they help to support more individuals, so it's not a huge organization. So you know that you're getting more of that personal touch. So I'm investigating that to see if that might be a charity to help people who are really struggling during this pandemic. The other thing that I definitely missed is a hug. Oh my gosh, the elbow bump, not cutting it for me. Like that just doesn't work for me. I miss my hugs. I miss, being able to hug clients. I miss, hugging my family and friends. Certainly the people in my household are getting more hugs than they know what to do with. So that's been good, right? So they're enjoying that extra attention, but I definitely have missed my hugs. So really going to look forward to when we're able to hug again. So definitely the power of hugs. And I do like to go out to eat. I definitely like someone else cooking it and cleaning up the mess. So definitely look forward to being able to enjoy restaurants again, and being able to have those conversations and connections. And then, family and friends, being able to do that quick visit or swing by, all of that stuff we weren't able to do during the stay-at-home order. Thanks, Sandy, to see that you missed getting haircuts. Yes, boy, that's definitely been a big one, and just the relief, right, women get, like, oh, now it's more stylish and it all works together. So I can appreciate that. Gatherings, we had tickets to go see a comedian, that all of that got put on hold because of the COVID. And outdoor concerts even, right? You don't get to go sit and have your little picnic and enjoy lunches. And I could appreciate Sandy missing her country dancing, because that's definitely contact. I look forward to the more than 10 gathering. I do a bunco group, and so looking forward to seeing those ladies, and we haven't gotten together because it's 10 or less, and you need a few more people than 10 to play bunco. So really looking forward to being able to connect with people again and be in those gatherings. And hopefully it's not going to be having to wait till we get a cure, but that we can do it with safety precautions in place. And, we'll learn more about this virus so that, we know how to stay healthy. And all along, I think it's been, for me, just keeping a strong, healthy immune system, and things will go as they go. So hopefully you guys are doing great, and you've had a chance to think about things that you have missed and appreciated. I know one thing I've heard a lot from parents is, boy, they have a whole new appreciation for teachers. So that's really good to hear, because they do a lot of work, and I can't imagine trying to teach over Zoom. So more power to those ladies and gentlemen who are doing that, and the kids, right, because it's hard for them to have that level of concentration. So so I think there's a lot of things as a society that we have all really missed and are looking forward to and have a much stronger appreciation for. And it's funny, if I had to pick between a haircut and watching a football game, I'm going to pick the haircut. So, hope you guys have an amazing day. This takes care of our journaling questions 9 and 10. Next week we'll be back on track with just doing one at a time, but appreciate your patience in letting me catch everything up, and look forward to hearing the things that you have missed and what new habits you have, and if you're part of the COVID 10 plus that got added. So have an amazing day, and we will look forward to talking to you next Friday. This is Suzette Skidmore with Healing Solutions. Bye.